Hi Chris, here with Seconds Out. First of all, Billy Joe Saunders fight, how did you take that loss first of all?
What do you mean by how did I take it?
How long did it take for it to settle in, and how many times have you watched the tape back?
I watched it back a few times and I was very impressed by my performance. I took a lot of positives away from it, and we're going to build on that. A few tweaks. Obviously I understand that I maybe started a little bit too slow. That won't ever happen again. But as far as the performance, I felt like I outperformed them. But these things happen. I've got the loss on my record, and now I need to come back stronger for the 28th.
In a way, do you think that loss could be a bit beneficial though? Like you said, you've saw a few things that you could tweak. Could it be a positive thing, that loss, in a way?
For sure. You take positives away from any situation, and now this has given me a new lease on life. I know I can't afford to make any mistakes now. So you guys are going to see a new and improved fighter in the 28th.
And what have you been up to since that fight? I understand you went to America for a bit over the Christmas and New Year period.
I had my Christmas and New Year's to myself, but I've still been running, stuff like that, and I'm back in the gym now, fully committed and ready, ready to get down and nitty and gritty and start really getting in those hours in the gym for the fight.
And have you seen much of your opponent, and what type of fight are you expecting come the 28th of February?
I've seen one of his fights on YouTube. From what I can see, he's a come forward, orthodox fighter. He's game, tough kid. So, but that's what I love. I like a guy who's willing to go in there and trade. It's going to be an exciting fight.
And in terms of the rest of the year, what are you looking to achieve in 2015?
Keep winning. Get back to my winning ways, and it's one of those things where I've got the loss now, so now I've got it all to prove. I've got it all to prove. I've got to prove that I am the man that people are saying I am. It's not just hype. Even though obviously I believe I did great in my last performance. The cold hard truth is the loss is on my record now. So now I have to. Now I'm a man on a mission.
And I mean, mentioned in that press conference a potential world title fight. Are you still looking to gain the British title and the European titles, etc., as well as fighting for world titles?
Listen, I'm a Brit through and through. Born and raised here. I would love to be a British champion at some point. If that doesn't come around, it's not the end of the world. It's always been my ultimate goal to become a world champion, as it is for every fighter. So, if there's a chance for me to fight for a British title again, I will. If not, the world is my main goal.
And final question from me. Looks like this week we could see Mayweather, Pacquiao signed. You know the Mayweather camp quite well. How do you see that fight going? And is that a fight you're looking forward to seeing?
That's a fight that the entire world is looking forward to. And again, Floyd is. I've trained beside him. I've trained with him. I trained with his father. I may even go out there to train with the money team for this fight. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't see Floyd losing anytime soon.
Thank you,
Chris, did Billy Joe earn your respect with the performance he put up against you?
Yeah, he showed heart. He showed that he didn't want to lose. He wanted to keep his belts. Respect is there for any fighter that I fight. As a fighter, as a person, you can't respect anyone like that because of the way he acts and the things he says. He's not a respectable guy, but he showed why he's got the belts, and I can only hope and pray that we get the rematch so I can avenge the loss.
Did you speak to him at all afterwards? Did you run into him at all backstage after the fight? No. But it seems that it's still a rivalry, this bubbling. It could be one that goes on and on.
100%, and that's actually a positive that I take from this. If I just gone there and knocked him out in the first round, then that would have been the end of it. There would be no more Billy Joe Saunders, Chris Eubank Jr. But now it's become the fight was so close and so entertaining. Now it's become a big rivalry, one that I'm sure will sell out a stadium somewhere in the near future. So. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm sure you'll agree it was an incredible atmosphere, incredible occasion. The ring walks and everything, completely different to what you've been used to. In your previous fights. How much did you learn from that, dealing with that occasion?
You know, you can't buy that experience. That's, you know, you're fighting in front of 20,000 people. 75% of them are gypsies who were gunning for your blood. You know, it was electric. It was great, and you know, I walked in there with, like I said, 75% of the crowd hating me, and I walked out there with 100% of them respecting me. So it was a great experience, and you know, I'm going to build on that, and I'm going to take everything that I've learned from that into this next fight in 28.
You mentioned there that you had a run-in with a Billy Joe Saunders fan, but he gave you praise, said that he thought you won the fight.
Yeah, you know, so, and you know, this is not, I'm having people every day, they see me, oh, you know, I thought you won it, I thought you just got it. So, you know, it's not something that I have to get over, because, you know, it wasn't a devastating loss. You know, I didn't get knocked out, I didn't get hurt at all. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I've just got to move on and onwards and upwards.
Just finally for me, this fight obviously for the interim BA title, but obviously Billy Joe and Andy Lee could be fighting for the WBO. So is that the route that you're kind of eyeing, even though this is for the WBO? Do you think that the BO could be your route to the world title, given those two are fighting for it?
It's definitely an option. I will do whatever I have to do to get a rematch with Billy Joe Saunders. If he wins the world title and I get to fight him for a world title, that's a dream. If not, if I fight Andy Lee for the world title, then maybe fight Joe afterwards. But who knows? You know, only time will tell. For right now, I'm focusing on Chudinov on February 28th.
Who do you fancy those two, Billy Joe and Andy Lee, if they were to fight?
It'd be close. I think it'd be close, but I don't know. I'm not gonna make a prediction on that one.
Great. Thanks for your time, Chris.